so next up we have Bowmen Rebel Leaders. Bowmen Rebel Leaders have always been quite famous for being just annoying to kill. They've always been harder for people to kill than infantry, cavalry, or spearmen rebels. They've gotten a bit easier to kill recently though, to be honest, especially with Enzo being released as a tank for them. Plus, there is a free-to-play formation I found that works quite well for them, although it will never be able to get to the efficient kill threshold, so 1 killing 3s, 4 killing 5s, or 2 showing 4s. I don't see that happening. The gear it drops materials for are these 3 pieces, so Frost Armor, Frost Dagger, and Whispers of Winter. Those are the only PvP gear it drops. It also drops like Huntsman gear, so Gathering. Who really cares? Maybe the farmers out there. Shout out to you, Vladder. You probably love it for that. Personally, I don't care much for it. But these 2 pieces especially, one, they're both perfect for Spear Cav, which is either the first or second most meta formation in the game, but they also are the accessory and the offhand, which are, I think, 2 of the highest value Kingsguard pieces. It's what I went for first. The accessory is the best free-to-play accessory in the game by far. It gives all attacks, which is perfect, obviously. And then this, even if you're not like Imp or Cav focused, if you're Imp Spear or Spear Cav or something like that, you can effectively read this because of the total attack as like 31% Imp attack, 28% Cav attack, 10% Spear attack. So even for a formation where one of these misses out, it will still be better than any other alternative. Maybe if you're like Spear focused, you want to go for something else, like this for Spear Cav is amazing, for example, but I mean the main hand's very good as well. But for formations, there's a little trick that I think has recently become a bit more popularized for them, which surprised me when I found out because it's a little counterintuitive. So there's 2 routes you can go with your formations. One is what you'd normally expect, or at least what I would normally expect, which would be something like this, which is the best for Gold Enzo on 5s, which is loading up on high damage bowmen, basically, with Enzo tank and keeping him alive. Because the thing with bows is they can't be countered, obviously. So if you run spears, Imp, or Cav into them, they will never gain counter bonuses, which is a huge DPS increase, which should mean that bows are higher value here than they would be anywhere else, because bows have such high base damage. But what seems to be very effective is actually running Mengo and Merrel alongside Enzo, even in paid compositions. This is better for some reason than like running a 3-star Julian, for example. I honestly don't understand why, but it is. Like you can see there that the damage difference is actually very significant. It's like 12%, which is nothing to scoff at all, especially because it's free-to-play commanders that are causing the swing. Obviously, with Enzo as tank, this will cause a lot of differences in formations across his rarities. I'll show you different examples of that in a bit. But for Gold Enzo, you can 4-shot 5s or 2-shot 4s. Those are what you want to do with it. You can't 1-shot 3s just because he doesn't take enough damage, at least from what I've tested. So here is just of Egbert keeping him alive, but he just wasn't taking damage, so if you use Gene instead, he takes a bit more damage because it's not being absorbed and gets healed up, so he does more himself, but it still isn't enough. But if you're looking to do as much damage as you can to these, you want to test between the Bowman composition, which will be bow damage, Gene, Egbert, and then Enzo if you have him. If you're free to play, you just want Gene as tank with Egbert. Or the cavalry comp. For other rarities of Enzo, blue Enzo, I think can one-shot freeze, and if possible do that. That is best. But he can two-shot fours easily enough, that's also very good. For green, you can one-shot freeze, but this has Gold Fion in it, so if you don't have Gold Fion, you might not be able to get there. If you can't, I don't think you can two-shot fours of it, just because Green Enzo doesn't stay alive. So settling for two-shotting fours might be, or two-shotting freeze might be the best you have, which is slightly annoying. And for pure free-to-play, this is best. It's 2 shots freeze. If you can 3-shot freeze, that is better, but you'd need like 33% damage on your first hit, which against bows is so hard to get to. So the Cav formation is actually what works best for free-to-play. And I assume quite a lot of people haven't tested this, just because it is so counterintuitive. So give that a run if you're pure free-to-play and see how it does. I know a lot of people struggle for damage on Bowmen Rebels. I know a lot of people like free-shotting freeze, which is so inefficient. If you can swap to this and get it to just 2-shotting, that is so much better. This was on our King account, which is like never had money spent on it ever. I think it has the anniversary castle skin and like green mountain clan from KVK, and that's it. But yeah, there you go. Try the Merrel and Mengo strat. It's so effective for some reason, and it should improve your efficiency killing bowmen.